Welcome to the Soul Too Early Sports Card Podcast, the Nico Harrison of Sports Card Podcasts. That's not Kai. I'm an intern NBA 2K GM, and yet Kai is not free today. It do be like that. He's collecting more Disney Arcana from, I guess the guy he had bought some from a week or two ago. He's unavailable. Not a big deal. You're stuck with me. That is a problem. I apologize. So yeah, not really a ton going on at the moment in the sports card world, other than, just a $500,000 card completely missing. Yeah, this has been a story that has been going on for a couple of weeks now. Now, to be fair, I had missed this only because of the fact that I was not paying attention to sports cards a week and a half ago, and this might have started around then. This was Diamond Card Collector, who had allegedly, I believe, sold the 2012 Tom Brady Black 1/1 Prism, the Black Finite. Now, what I recall seeing, and this is my information, there could be some inaccuracies here, but what I had seen happening on Instagram and online in general were people even questioning if the card was real. I know Zane South Park Cards had shown examples of hey, the logo's in a weird spot, the color is not correct, X, Y, and Z, whatever else. As this story has unfolded, and once again, I'm not in the know on this, I'm not really sure what's happening, but as I've seen this story develop more and more, I think it's real. I think something happened here, because the level and steps of what appears to be incompetence from everyone leads me to believe that this is not a fraud situation. This is just a continuous and monumental lapse of judgment by every single party. I'm not sure why this card was shipped. I'm not sure why this was not delivered in person. I'm not sure exactly of the details behind it. I'm not here to stoke the fires or create any speculation. This is as basically an outsider looking in, and I think how the average person handles the story is something very clearly wrong happened here from every single person involved. I don't know how it's going to be resolved. I imagine that if they have collector's insurance, they will be compensated, because that is the point. I don't think it's fraud and fake. I think this truly now just comes down to general incompetence from everyone. And is that good? No, of course not. But it's what my current theory is. I guess we'll have to kind of monitor this. And if anyone in the comment section is more informed about it, I'd love to speak more to this. But this is just one of those stories that kind of appeared a week or two ago, give or take at this point in time. And I didn't have a chance to comment on. I was not informed about it. And frankly, the more informed I do get, the more I begin to question it. And the ironic thing, obviously, as well, is Tom Brady is actually joining the Card Vault family. I believe he purchased 50% of the business. I believe this is the one connected to Gillette Stadium or in that area. So that's really great. Super cool to see. I mean, listen, the sports car world is very old school, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm always here for new avenues, new technologies, obviously with Speedy Card Lister, new opportunities for athletes or teams or fan bases to connect, more with each other. Fan bases, obviously, with the team, and players with teams, and fans as well. That's a super important thing to me. And we could talk about Happy Rip Night as well, which was a week or two ago as well. I'm always for ways to improve and innovate. It's not always going to go perfect, but there are some times where it works. And I do think Tom Brady joining, having a small stake, quote unquote, small stake for Tom Brady's sake, but for the sports car world, a huge stake in this is awesome. Oh, actually, yeah, like I mentioned, it was TD Garden, I actually read this, Gillette Stadium, and a new marquee store launching the American Dream Mall. Okay, so this is actually, it's not close to where I live. It's about 45 minutes to an hour with traffic. Now it's making sense, because I I had gleaned some of this information before the podcast, but not like a ton. We do a little bit of prep work with So It's Early, but not as much as you would imagine because riffing is just more fun. But seeing that they actually have multiple stories here and how they actually mention as an immersive destination for fans, collectors, and investors. Yeah, listen, that's all the language I want to hear. I think that's super important. I look forward to seeing how this goes. And while I'm not particularly interested in the American Dream Mall, it's a clusterfuck. It's going to be a valuable location for Tom Brady, Card Vault, and everyone involved. And I look forward to seeing kind of how that goes. I think that could be something that is, I think it's worthwhile. What's interesting about the American Dream Mall as well, while we're on the topic, is they have done card shows there in the past. I don't know if it's still going. So what had happened was this location was put on my map 2.5, 3 years ago at this point, give or take. Probstein had hosted a show there. And it was actually a pretty successful show. I mean, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, that tri-state area, does not have a ton of high-quality card shows. Like, it's very interesting because for as affluent an area as New York, New Jersey, Connecticut kind of is, there's no major destination show that happens frequently that kind of takes advantage of that. Now, we obviously saw with Fanatics Fest coming in last year, that trend started to be bucked because that was, if money and assets together equals like a huge success there, because frankly they can outspend anyone and they can create all these amazing experiences. And Fanatics Fest last year was absolutely amazing. I look forward to seeing it again in 2025. But besides that show, there's not a ton here. There just isn't. Dallas is next week. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Like, that's a major card show. The West Coast has Burbank. Couldn't make that a couple weeks ago. It happens. Life goes on. The Southeast has Culture Collision, I guess you could say, and Nashville. I don't know where Tennessee exactly falls, if they call that Southeast, but you know what I mean. When I think about geolocation of shows, Midwest has Denver. I guess you'd call that a major show. They have Minnesota show as well. My geographical skills are okay. I'm more just the East Coast and the Northeast, more specifically, just don't have these major shows. And Probstein did host one at the American Dream Mall in 2022, and it had potential. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, and there had been conversations about reviving that, not with Probstein but with other people. And they ran the show a couple times. It was one of those shows where it's like a jack of all trades, master of none. They had a lot of collectibles, but not like sports cards. So I think it could be changed up slightly. But just in general, it's very interesting to me that, like, what do you have in the East Coast? It's like a major card show. You have White Plains, which I've not heard a ton of good things about. White Plains is one of those shows where it exists. It's been the same for 30 years from what I've heard. Maybe some revisions, give or take. Philly, could you call the Philly card show a major card show? It's up for conversation. It definitely is not like a top 5 show in the country, and that's not a slight at Philly. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not meant to be a slight. But like, when I think of the major card shows, I think of Dallas, Burbank, those type of things. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut can definitely hang with those types of people. We can outspend primarily anyone. The cost of living in the East Coast is very fucking high, especially in the Northeast. So you got to imagine there's disposable income there. But we'll see if there's ever an opportunity to really take advantage of that. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. But obviously, the shows that have really taken the sports card world by storm over the last couple of years, show I've been going to for almost 5 years now, honestly. Dallas is this weekend, or I'm sorry, Dallas is next weekend. Apologies. Kyle will be set up with me. That'll be super fun. He has one showcase, I have 2, and I have 2 other tables that have been rented out and sold to friends. Zion should have a table Whether or not he takes it is going to be a different conversation. And then Mikey of Mikey's Cards, who's one of my best friends in sports cards. I love that guy. He's the best. Um, it's really nice to be able to like take control of your own destiny in that sense, quote unquote. Because when I was doing the Dallas Card Show, when I first started doing it, you have friends in the sports card world. You have people that you associate with. You have people that like wanted you right by you. But as time goes on, not that those relationships like fizzle out, but like things shift and change and dynamics change and whatever else, and you have to be willing to adapt. And one of the best purchases I ever made was the naming rights on my table on the front wall of Dallas. And ever since then, I've been able to colonize more and more to now where I have 3 tables in my name on the front wall of Dallas. It's a great location. It's a major hotspot. And it took 5 years to do that. And I got lucky, and in other senses, I didn't because I was pushed to do it. I could have very easily been on the outside looking in and calling my name up as a nobody in like the back room of Dallas or like the Starlight Lounge or the other BS names, whatever they're called. And it's one of those things where you have to be willing to look out for the people you actually like and want to be friends with, because unfortunately in this industry, you are a number, you are a bank account, you are an escape route for a bad purchase, or you're someone to flip cards to because you pay stronger than you should, or you're the gullible idiot who will pay way more than comps because you got to have the card. Like, this industry will eat you alive. And one thing that I would tell anyone who gets into this more and more is just be aware of it. Like, I am probably one of the most negative people when it comes to the sports card industry, not because I hate it. I fucking love this. This is the best, dude. Like, this is an incredible industry. It's given me a lot of things. It's allowed me to genuinely make great friends. It's allowed me to travel to pretty, nice areas consistently, to pay for trips for my wife and I, to, just know that my 9-to-5 job covers my living expenses, and that my industry or my business that I built covers other things in our life. Like, my sports car business is fully self-sufficient. That includes Speedy, that includes other BS, that includes other things. My 9-to-5 paycheck goes to our house, goes to random bills, and I've been able to grow my business in a pretty steady way as a result. And yeah, while things slowed down a little bit while we were moving, and now, obviously in the house now, we're hitting the ground running very strong. We had a nice couple of purchases yesterday. I'm able to drop 5 to 15K to 20 grand pretty consistently every week, every other week or so, with intermittent buying every now and again for whatever else comes up. And when I compare myself to me, because I compare myself, my buying, my selling, my successes, my failures to myself. I think that getting caught up in your peers is a way to get depressed and sad about things, because like you might think that they're doing better than you. Like, why are they doing so much better? Why is this happening? I think if you keep yourself grounded in the fact of like, all right, how am I comparing to me? How do I compare to myself a month ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever else? Like, if you compare against yourself, you will have successes and failures, but like, it's against yourself. You can't really know what's going on in someone else's life. You can see what they're posting online or their sick pickups or whatever else, but like, you got to keep yourself grounded in your own life. What was the tangent I was going on? I was talking about Dallas. I thankfully have been able to build something there. I love the show. I really do. If you've never been, I always will recommend it. It's a show that happens so fucking much. January, March, May, July, September, and November. It is it's an amazing show, but it goes so often, and it's something that's exciting. But goddamn, dude, you do too much. And then they also have their other shows like Dallas Card Show, Chicago, and Cincinnati, what is this? They're doing. Okay, wait, hang on. I have to read this. Give me a second. I know reading's hard for me. They're doing a Dallas Card Show, Chicago, May 16th to 18th. What? What? This is a branding thing. I get why they're called the Dallas Card Show. We got to work on a name. You can call it like we can work on this. I need to know how much interpretation I can have off the Dallas Card Show name while also keeping it the same. You can call it the Chicago style Dallas Card Show. Like whatever you want to call it, it's gotta be a little bit different than just Dallas Card Show Chicago, because it hurts my brain. And also, you mentioned something about Cincinnati. What the fuck is going on? This is the second year in a row this has happened. Why? I get that you're. Wait, is it the same weekend? No, this is just the wrong information. This is the wrong information for this. Okay. Oh my god! You can buy 10 tables for $1,000. Jeez, one table for $250, 10 for $1,000. I should buy out the show and then sell it. I'm kidding. I don't want to do that. That sounds like a lot of work. But like, where is this convention center? Because I've never heard of it. Obviously, I'm not from Chicago or New Jersey. I've been to Chicago for the Chicago Spectacular. Where is this in relation to the O'Hare Airport? Oh, that's not bad. 20 minutes away, 14 miles. Pretty close, not for nothing. Because you got to remember, too, like, Rosemont, where the Nationals held, is right there. It is a really easy trip to go to Chicago for the show. Like, you can zoom in, and I might be able to even see, like, the show. Okay, maybe I went a little too much. Oh, actually, I found it. Yeah, here's the Rosemont Theater. The convention center is right there. That's the National. It's not call me fucking Raintree out here. Or Rainbow, that's his name. That's the name. But yeah, the show's right there for the National. 20 minutes away. That's not bad. That's really not that bad. And how is this convention center? Let's take a quick 4.6 stars. Is there pictures? Let me go back and look. Looks like a pretty huge venue for a show. Very interesting. So it's May 16th, 18th. I don't think I could do this anyway. I think there's a wedding I'm supposed to go to. So I'm going to quickly check. This might be the week before Zion show, the Third Coast Card Show. Yeah, this is the week before the Third Coast Card Show, and I think I had a wedding this week. I'm not going, but if I did, I actually might have to lay over in Chicago as well. That is real. I might have to do this. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But if I did, it's pretty crazy though, actually. Yeah, they're taking over the world. Dallas is crazy. It do be like that though. Okay, what else can we talk about? The Mavericks. The Mavericks are going to hell. Unfortunately, Dallas continues to. There might not be a single worse month in sports than what Dallas Maverick fans have gone through in recent memory. You traded Luka about a month ago. You got AD, plays one game, gets hurt, possibly out for the rest of the year. And if he wasn't going to be out for the rest of the year due to injury, well, now that Kyrie Irving, as of today's recording, is going to be out for the rest of the year due to an ACL tear, you might as well just sit AD and tank. Like, is there a world where they get Cooper Flag? Sure, but probably not. I mean, you imagine that they're going to now just, you have to imagine they're going to tank. they might have won too many games to reasonably have a chance at actually getting, a decent chance at the number one pick. I mean, you're already looking at their 13th. Maybe they can squeak their way into the top 10 odds, roughly. They've won too many games to really have a chance of this. But I'm curious, if I sim the lottery 5 times, where do they end up? 13th, 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 and 13th. That was like 6. I'll do 4 more. 13th, 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 and 14th. Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, in this universe, the Jazz get the number one pick in this universe. Holy fuck. That'd be really funny. I'm all for Team Chaos. God, that'd be cool. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, Mavericks. Terrible, horrendous, awful month. Probably the worst in modern sports history. I have nothing to say. Dallas might not be there when I go there in a week because it might just be on fire. I can quickly see if the Mavericks are playing when I'm in town. I'm a little curious. I have to imagine those tickets are dirt cheap right now because let's look. The 7th, the 9th, the 10th. When am I flying into Dallas? Hang on. I have to go check real quick. I'm a stupid boy. The Dallas Card Show. I fly in the 12th and leave the 15th. Is there a game? There's a game Friday against Houston. Now, is this a home game? It is not. It is an away game. And the 12th is also an away game. All right, so it doesn't matter. This time I can't go to a Mavericks game. It would have been interesting. And, they're playing the Lakers in a month. Okay. Yeah, that would have been cool to see. It's just not in the cards for me right now. Ha! Get it? Cards? Sports cards? So funny! No, it's not. Yeah, anyway. That is unfortunate. I do expect good things from the Dallas Card Show. There's a lot of stuff in the works for that show. Let's be real. Now that we're in March, baseball season's right here. It's going to be a very fun time. I'm a big fan of baseball. I watch a good amount of Yankee games. Now, when I watch Yankee games, I'll make this clear. I am not like actively watching the game. It is something that's on like a second or third screen. And I'm doing sports card stuff or other things. Like, baseball's amazing. I love it. It's the most fun sport to have on while you do other things. And I think that's a pretty fair thing to say. Football, you're obviously glued to the TV at all times. And basketball, I frankly don't watch a ton. It's just not one of those things that have interested me in the last couple of years because I'm a sad Nets fan. And they're kind of trash. Now, I stay up to date on a lot. I stay up to date more on basketball than you would think. I watch a lot of like content around basketball because I think it has the best market overall. Now, that's not to say that baseball and football don't have good markets, but in my opinion, basketball has the best global appeal. You can kind of already know who people are going to be targeting. Really, the list has not changed a ton since I've taken a step back from watching basketball. Now, there are players who obviously can come up and like are pretty popular, but like I've never really watched Jalen Green play. His cards sell pretty good, but like, who I did watch play a lot? Kobe, LeBron, Luka. Like I've seen talented players play. I kind of know where the market's going to shift and go to. And it's really, you would be surprised at the amount of money that people spend on sports cards who do not watch sports. And I know this for a fact. I have friends who have way larger bank accounts than I do, who spend way more on trading cards than I do. And that's awesome. And I'm happy for them. I hope they keep on fucking crushing it. Because you know what? They're good people. And I say this from a place of love. I don't say it's like mock them. But they have the worst actual knowledge about sports out of anyone. And it's really funny because you don't need to be an informed fan of sports to sell and trade and buy sports cards. That's the great thing about it. It's a true opportunity for anyone who is interested in their sport or their industry or whatever else. But you don't have to watch it. I bought a Bryce. What's the guy's name again? This is how I'm guilty of this, because I'll buy Bowman, and I obviously am not watching players in low A ball play. Shocking, right? Have you watched a fucking low A game? I don't believe you. What was the guy's name? Bryce Rayner. So he is the Detroit Tigers. He was the first round pick this year in 2024. He's a shortstop, and he's probably gonna be pretty good. I bought a true orange. Why? Because people are gonna pay more than I did. Follow me for investment advice. I'm a fucking genius. No, but seriously though, I'm a dumb asshole who I have lost a ton of money on sports cards. That's how the episode ends. No, I've lost a ton of money on sports cards. I've lost thousands. I have made way more. Is it because I'm just so knowledgeable about sports? No, my knowledge is trash. But I'm confident. I'm not afraid anymore to make mistakes. And you just never know what's going to happen sometimes when you buy stuff. Like a Bryce Rayner right now, there's a true orange on eBay. I'll just pull up my screen again, actually, so we can take a quick peek of this. Mine's a PSA. It should be there. It should be done, I imagine, relatively soon. So I have a true orange. There's one at $3,700. True Gem Plus. There's another 29. Raw at $2,250. An orange at $2K. That's a wave, actually. So based on this, I'll just see if there's any more recent sales lately. Ooh, that's nice. I'm going to go card ladder and just double check if that PSA 10 did actually sell for $4K. Because that tells me then either I'm going to make $2,000 roughly, or break even if it 9s. If it 8s, no, it didn't. You didn't see that. Let's see, to 25, $3,500. It's pretty fucking good, right? Like, it's we take that, especially for doing no work, just getting it graded and sending it off. Now, I hope mine gems. I hope I have it for Dallas. I should follow up with my grader, actually. In fact, we're going to do that real quick, live on the podcast, because I'm a stupid person with, unfortunately, some amount of money. So I'm going to just send that real quick. Yeah, I followed up a week ago. Yeah, this should be done. It was Send Express. You know. Cool. I sent that text. We'll see if I get a grade. Do a live reveal on the Soul Turley podcast. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Yeah, no, whatever. The point is, someone is more knowledgeable about this than I am. Am I following them like a dumb little idiot? Yeah. Oh shit. That's fair. You're on vacation. Yeah. My contact's in Aruba. Oops. That's important. I'm an asshole sending texts about sports cards. Don't be me. But yeah. Listen. There's a lot of money in this industry. My opinion, my belief is you sell one step early, not 2 steps too late. Is that where the Sold Too Early podcast name came from? I don't know. But the point is that you can do pretty well. And yeah, every now and again, yeah. You know, if I sell this Bryce Rayner for $3,000 for PSA 10s and he becomes Bollywood Jr., I will lose some money. But he also could become like Dansby Swanson. And don't get me wrong, Dansby Swanson, great player. But what do you think his Bowman Chrome is going for right now? The answer is not a ton. Now, this is not a true. This is not the true Bowman. So that's not a fair comparison. Here you, Jesus Christ, what? Oh, it's so much worse than I thought. It's so much worse than I thought. It's fucking $75. Yeah, so remember what I just said? Yeah, he could be Bollywood Jr. He could be Dansby Swanson. And like Dansby Swanson is not a scrub. Man got paid $170 million by the Cubs. Like, he had a 4-WAR year last year, 23 in his career. 2-time All-Star, 3-time MVP vote getter. What are you getting paid? You are getting paid a lot of money, $170-ish million. So I was right on. That's the floor. If he even makes the league, maybe. It's not like Dansby's a scrub. He got paid a ton of money, but his true orange in season did $74, and Bryce Rayner's PSA 10. Now, no, it's not a fair comparison 1-to-1, but this is the information we're dealing with. Just did 3,500. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather sell at 3,500 or even 3K than 300, or the potential that. Let's see what Bobby Witt's going for. Bobby Witt, incredible player, way better than Dansby ever was. That's not the point. You kind of see what I'm talking about, This is a prospect. This is a paper. So this is a paper auto. This is not a good comp, but that's still the 5160 2 days ago. Can I find a actual sale of a Bowman Chrome True Orange? We're gonna sort by. I don't want to do sales all the time because that could be influenced by COVID, but you know what I mean. Let's see. It is. Well, there's not been one recently. There's the paper again. That guy made some money, it looks like. Good for him. Paper again. This is a shimmer at $4,000 in October. That's a shimmer. Here's a true. Okay, this is better. This is a true 9.5 in September of last year, doing $17,000. The floor is $75. The ceiling is 17. Like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah. Like, PSA 9 at 13.9. Like, it's a little kind of scary. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. I'm not going to tell you who 5 players I love to hashtag buy and hashtag sell. I never want to do that shit. I will tell you, though, I would be less upset. I would be more upset selling that Bryce Rayner for $75 than watching it go to $15,000, because I'm a stupid asshole and I'm really butthurt when I lose. So you get the point. Let me just quickly see about this Bryce Rayner. Let's see quickly. It's in research and ID. Sorry. Want to just check my grades. Sorry, how dare I, because we're talking about this. All right, listen, I have nothing else to really add to this podcast today, unfortunately. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one with no Kai, and the only thing I could really talk about that I've not got a chance to is Speedy. We're actually approaching 200 members on our platform, which is actually kind of crazy. It's been live now for 2 months. One thing that's super duper cool that I'm not sure if we had last time I showed this. We did a podcast, not podcast. We did a webinar with Rico, who is my sponsor for my scanner, literally the one sitting on my desk right now, and 2 I previously used, which is hilarious. You can actually now edit parameters of your sports cards before they go through our AI. So if you wanted to have sport, condition, and pricing, we'll just do it like that. So let's say I'm uploading football cards. They're near mint for 7-day auction at 99 cents. And then I wanted to send some in. We'll use these. It doesn't matter. We'll just run those through as the example, because I'm going to delete them after, because I own the app and I can kind of do whatever I want with it. It runs it. It's going to show you the 99-cent all football near mint grade. And as someone who is kind of methodical in how I list things and do things, this is what I want. Now, we're obviously open to consumer feedback and obviously making sure that we kind of appeal to the widest net possible. Because guess what? This is not just my app now. It's everyone's. And I want to make sure that people are happy when they use it. So, these are just running. You can see top from Chrome Steve McNair. This is actually I think this is an X Fractor. It is an X Fractor, for instance. So, X Fractor. It's the 250 already. This is a gold X Fractor, hilariously. Like, this is just stuff that came in today. I think this is like 175, for instance. But you get the idea. This is Mosaic. Okay, so it says Mosaic football because they tagged it as football, but this is Mosaic basketball. So that's kind of funny. Topps Bowman football. Okay, so it's actually working in the title. That's a fun little I did not even realize that, by the way. I didn't know it would do that. No, it's not stupid and thinks this is Bowman football. It does think it's an SGC 5, though, for this Cooper Press, a 9.5, but that's not a big deal. That is really funny that it thinks that these are football cards because I titled it with football, that's not the AI's fault. That's me, the consumer, listing it like that. But you can see, for instance, football, ungraded near and better, auction, 99 cents. It's pretty fucking good. I'm really happy with how far Speedy has come along. In 2 months being live, a year of development, financial sinkhole, obviously, because developing stuff is expensive. But listen, we're getting somewhere, and it's pretty amazing. I gotta say, it's really, really amazing. It makes me truly happy that I've been able to kind of build this the way I have. All right, I have nothing else to really add. I think we can wrap it up there. Next week, we'll have Kai back. We'll talk about Dallas a little bit more. He'll be set up with me. And I'm really looking forward to a very, very strong Dallas card show. I have high expectations, as I usually do, but I'll save my thoughts for that for next week. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Next week, that. Bye.